Hi foodies, how are you? Today we're making some delicious griot. This is a dish from our Haitian brothers and sisters. It is so delicious. You want to start off with some pork. Make sure it's pork butt or pork shoulder. Don't do anything too lean because it is going to be cooked for a while. So you don't want something that's going to dry out easily. Make sure that it's cut into those big chunks because it'll shrink after a while, right? So what I'm going to be washing with now is room temperature or cold water, some lime juice, and salt. You're going to rub all of this into the pork, massage it, get it nice and clean. This helps to break down the pork so it gets tender after the long cooking process, but it's also to get rid of those impurities. So you'll wash it like this and then drain it. Then you'll do the process again. You can do that 2 to 3 times. And then after that, there is still some more to come. So this is a dish that takes a little time, but it is so rewarding, I tell you. All right, so you go ahead and wash this 2 to 3 times. So after washing, drain it thoroughly, and then you're going to pour on some hot water. Yes, hot water. This is another step that is done to get rid of the impurities and to start the cooking process. So go ahead, pour it on and let it sit in that hot water for about a minute. Then drain it and pour on some room temperature or cool water to stop the cooking process and just to cool things down. Then you're going to drain that and it's time to season. So before I season, I squeeze on some fresh lime juice. If you have some sour oranges, go ahead and use them. Don't use the regular sweet orange. You want that sour orange. I'm just using lime and then I'm adding my green seasoning. But to my green seasoning, what I did was I just added some celery and some vinegar just to, make it a little closer to Epis, which is what they would normally use for this dish. And then I season with some chicken seasoning, all purpose, black pepper, and paprika. All the ingredients are going to be listed in the description box below this video. All right. So go ahead and massage everything into the pork. And then this, you need to let it sit for overnight. Ideally, all right. Overnight is the best option, but if not, go ahead and soak it in that fridge for some hours. All right, maybe 2 hours. Now, when I'm making this, the next day, what I do is I just heat up the Dutch pot with a tiny bit of oil, or I just don't bother with any oil. And then this is on high heat. Toss this around for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then once it starts to break down, so this is on high heat, then what you'll do is you'll switch to low heat. All right, because you want the pork to cook in its own juices. So lower the heat, squeeze on some more fresh lime or sour oranges if you have that. I'm adding my parsley and thyme and then a scotch bonnet. Put the lid on and I'm going to let this cook on low heat. Keep checking on it and stirring. It is going to give off its own juices. It's best to do it this way instead of boiling it. All right. If you feel like it needs a little bit of water, go ahead and add a little hot water. All right. I just rinse out the bowl that I marinated the pork in. Pour that in there. Keep it over low heat. And you want this to cook for about 45 minutes, just so it's nice and tender. Low and slow cooking. Don't boil the pork. Of course, go ahead and check on it occasionally. And you'll notice it starts to shrink. See, this is why you don't want to cut it too small initially, because then you won't have much left, right? So this is smelling good at this time, and the pork is completely cooked right now, but we still have another step. So use a slotted spoon, remove the pork, and leave all those juices in the pot. Now what I do with this is I strain it and then I reduce it a little bit just to make it richer, and that's it. Just set it aside. All right. So once you set aside that gravy, I use the same pot. I pour my oil in there, make sure it's on high heat, And then you're going to be frying the pork. So the pork has been drained, so it shouldn't splatter too much. Yeah, we will a little bit. Just fry up the pork until it is crispy and gorgeous on the outside, but still tender inside. I just started making this dish last year and I am in love with it. It takes a little time, but it's so rewarding. I served it with some fried green plantain and veggies, and there's the gravy on the side. So that's banan peze. Forgive my pronunciation if it's wrong. And the pickles is the cabbage and carrot. It's so good. If you're Haitian, let me know in the comments some tips that you have, or let me know how I did. It is so delicious. Check out my next video where I'll show you how I make the plantain and the pickles. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.